Hey, welcome to the channel. My name is Eric, and today what we're going to go over is mower blades, the if, fans, and the uglies, right? So stay tuned. Alrighty, so welcome back to the channel. My name is Eric, if you didn't already know it. And today we're talking about mower blades and the different types and when to replace them, and is a mower blade a mower blade. So let's start with that. I'll put my glasses on. Your most common blade out there is a high lift. And all we're talking about is that lift part here, right? And if you go with a medium lift, now this piece here is lower. It's not as pronounced. And what you're doing is when you're coming around with your blade, you're creating a lift, and helps with bagging and stuff, or even mulching. And then you have the low lift, which is pretty much almost a straight blade, but you got just enough there to have it be a lift blade. Now, are all blades equal? No. Nope, they aren't. And if you go in, and I'm not going to single them out, but any of the big box stores and all them that have lawnmower blades, a lot of times they'll have what I call the stamp blades. The El Cheapo, they're not very thick, and they're kind of flimsy in a way. But what I found is if you're looking for a good quality blade, here's a good rule of thumb. If you're in sandy loam, and where you have a little bit of sand type dirt in your yard, you want to go with the thick blade. Or you want to be changing that blade 3 or 4 times a summer, depending on how big your yard is. But what I have found with ours, with the copperheads, with the blunts, you can get them through rotary stems from a dealer that deals with those folks. They can get you the better quality blades. And yeah, they're a little bit more money, but they'll last twice as long. And I don't know what you're going to pay when you go to see your shop like we have, but I don't charge a lot over cost on the blades. Because 95% of the customers that come in here are my regular customers anyways. And if they're doing their own blade change, I'm okay with that. But with this here, you're looking at these, and even these are different thicknesses. But these are the gator blades. And what I find is a lot of our contractor guys that are doing professional lawn care like this better than they do the high lifts. And they like the thicker blade because they're commercial, right? They're running that mower all the time. So when is a good time to change your blades? Good question. I've got these 3 here, and you can start to see where the end is missing pieces and it's getting real thin here, and even the lift is gone. This one more so. There's no lift left to the high lift. There's just a little bit of a dimple there. Pieces missing out of your blade where it's getting so thin and so brittle. I mean, that guy got his money's worth, right? But you need to, my own feeling on it, this is going to be totally what you want to do, but my own feeling, a lot of times if you want to touch your blades up real quick, because you don't want them sharp. When the blades come through from the factory where they're brand new, ready to mow, they do not cut you. They're not razor sharp. That's not the, if you try that, all you're going to do is temper the steel, and you're going to start getting pieces of chunks out of it where it hits stuff. You want to give it just a little bit of an angle, right? So that it's cutting it and lifting it at the same time. And the biggest problem I see with you sharpening your own blade as well is it balanced? Because I can tell you these right here, those owners that had those machines had to have felt the vibration in that deck. And a lot of times when people hear that vibration, they think, well, it must be, grass built up inside this. A lot of times it's your blades. And if you don't stay on top of it, it doesn't take much to flip the cover up when it's shut off. Make sure the key's out and just look through the cover to see what the blade looks like. And if it needs to be replaced, replace it, because if you don't, what's going to end up happening is it's going to start taking your spindles out that hold the blades. Now we're getting costly, right? What I do with my own machine, I run them until they get pretty thin, and then I just throw a brand new set on. Honest to God, that for what they cost, and I change my blades every 2 years, and I'm not in sandy loam soil. If I was, I'd be running the heavy, which I am anyways. I'm running the heavy gator blades on my John Deere Zero Turn. And that's what I recommend if you're asking me what would be the best blade to have. And for your riders and stuff, the gator blades, you're going to find that you like them the most. Make sure they're of quality, whether they're blanc or copperhead, put out by Stens, rotary, Oregon makes another good one. If they're stamped blades, and you'll notice them, they'll be really light. You don't want them. If you get away with, mowing your yard once a week and you got a small yard, don't worry about it. But if you've got an acre or more that you're cutting every week, go with the heavier duty. Now, is there a right way and a wrong way to put the blades on? Absolutely. 100%. There is a right and a wrong. And the best way to do it, I don't care what blade you have, look at where the lift is. Where is the lift on that blade? That will always face up. And most times they'll put their stickers on the side that goes up into the spindle where you tighten the knot. So any of these, even the low lifts, they still got a little bit of a lift that gives you directional up. See how that's lifting up? That's what you want. If you have it facing down, you're not cutting grass. You're saving your blade, I guess, but you're going to find the grass isn't being cut. So hopefully that's helped. If you have any questions, put it in the comments. I have a good crew on board with this channel. Been having a few health issues, but I'm starting to get back into the swing of things. We've got haying going on, plus a bunch of other stuff. But I thought I'd go back and redo the lawnmower blades because I started getting questions about them again. And the only dumb question is the question that's not asked. So if you do still have questions when it comes to your lawnmower blade or where to divide the best ones, post it in the comments. I read and comment to every one of them, and there's quite a few mechanics and shops that are also part of the channel that will give you good advice. All right, so on that note, you guys have a great day, and we'll catch you on the next video.